What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and this is an unboxing and review of the Nerf Elite SHELLSTRIKE DS-6. All right, you guys, so this is the newest blaster to the Elite line here in 2020. Happy New Year, by the way. And this thing's pretty sweet. It is a shotgun pistol. And I can't really say that we've had a shotgun pistol before from Nerf that I can think of, at least here in recent years. I guess the SHELLSTRIKE is a pseudo pistol, but not really. I wouldn't really consider it a pistol in my opinion, but nevertheless, this is definitely a pistol and it's pretty sweet. It uses the same shells that were in the trilogy. This blaster that I did a review on probably last summer sometime. Pretty sweet blaster. Honestly, it's the first blaster that's a side shell ejecting shotgun from Nerf, and I really like this one. This was a ton of fun. But this uses the same exact shells, but they are different from your SHELLSTRIKE shells from back in the day. Nevertheless, let's take a look at this box. It says it's the DS-6, so it comes with only 2 shells, which is unfortunate, but it does look to have 2 different spots to hold shells, so you could actually hold 3. Luckily, they are selling refill packs with these shells, so you can buy more of those if you so desire. We'll go ahead and check out the back of the box here. Shows you how you load your shell. Shows that it comes with 2 shells, 6 darts, and shows a little holder here. I think this is actually the refill pack right here that it comes with. It actually has that little holder. I didn't realize that it came with that. But nevertheless, we will crack this baby open. All right, so you get your blaster with actually 1 shell already in the chamber, and then we have another one here. So that's our 2 shells. We'll go ahead and throw that in there. We get 6 elite darts and some instructions. All right, so went ahead and stole a shell from the trilogy there and loaded them up with the 6 darts they came with. We still have 1 in the chamber here, so we have a little side lever there that pops that guy open, and then we will be able to pull out our shell there, and we can load it up with some darts. I grabbed some Fortnite Elite darts, same exact kind of darts, just different color. And then we'll throw that home. I assume it can be oriented any 3 ways, doesn't matter. Push that home, and then we can shut that down, and that's how we load. To prime the blaster, we're gonna pull back here. So that's very similar to a lot of the Star Wars pistols. Nerf has done this recently with a few different pistols. I think it looks really cool. I really like the look of it compared to just having like a T-pull on the back, but it usually has a lot shorter stroke with something like this. Like the stroke is, you know, maybe an inch, inch and a half there. So I don't know how much plunger volume is in here. I would guess not a whole lot, but I'm guessing it's a pretty, you know, good diameter plunger tube. So it'll be interesting to see what the internals look like on this thing, but nevertheless, the blaster is pretty comfortable. The grip is a little small, but not too bad. It still fits my hand just fine, and I think it's just fine for a pistol. It's lightweight. Definitely have a lot of room actually in here, so that's a good thing. So all 3 fingers fit in there just fine. I have a medium, large size hand, I'd say, so no issues there. It's not cramping, which is a good thing. The shells are locked in there, like they're not coming out, so that's awesome. They are very tight in there. This one's a little difficult to get out of there. There's just not a lot of room, but it's not too bad. I think once you obviously probably take this one out first and then this one, so you can just grab there at the bottom. It's actually not as bad as I thought it was there at first, but that's pretty good. Good design there. So yeah, we do have a sling point underneath the grip here, so you could put this on a sling if you so choose, and we have a tactical rail underneath here, which is, I guess, only purpose is to hold that extra shell holder. I don't think you maybe put a flashlight down there. That's about the only other thing I could think of. But nevertheless, yeah, the Elite line has kind of moved away from the tactical rails, which is weird because N-Strike is where the N-Strike rails came from. So it's a little weird to me. I don't know why they've moved away. I guess because the Modulus line, they've decided to do less on the Elite line now. But nevertheless, I really do like the color schemes of the Elite blasters. I really like the tiger striping. Personally, I think it's really cool looking. But yeah, very nice looking blaster, but very little paint. Just the Nerf logo is painted, and that seems to be the way Nerf is doing it these days. But they do give us a lot of different color plastic. So you do have, you know, a lot of different colors still. And I guess that's just cheaper for them to do that way. But let's go ahead and fire this thing off. It's a little weird to pop out the shell. It doesn't self-eject or anything, which like the Sledge Fire does, so that's a little disappointing. Got to make sure that sits all the way down. It seemed to want to pop up there. We'll keep an eye on that. Doesn't seem to have a ton of power, but it is a pistol shooting 3 darts, so keep that in mind. It's more for close quarters, like last ditch kind of shot. Oh, this one is, now it's loose this time, so maybe it's supposed to pop out there a little bit so it's easier to pull out. I don't know. Oh, wrong shell. We'll get this one. There we go. This reach right here is a little long, I would think, for most people. Like, I have pretty long fingers, so it's not terrible, but I do kind of have to change my grip around just a tad to be able to push on that. So that's something to keep in mind. If you have a smaller hand, it could be really hard to release that lever. I think it would have been nice if they made this just probably about twice as wide as it is, so you could get a little, more on it there, so you wouldn't have to like adjust your grip to go this way. And it is kind of a hard pull too, so, but that shell does seem to just slide out now. I don't know why the first one didn't do that, so that's nice. So you can just kind of tip it up, catch it, or drop it into a bag, and then throw your other one in. Yeah, pretty sweet little pistol. Let's go ahead, take it outside, put it over the chronograph in the range, and see what kind of performance we're getting. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and put some shots over the chronograph with the SHELLSTRIKE DS-6. Apologize for the truck noises in the back. They're doing some sewer work, evidently. But we'll go ahead and see what kind of performance we're getting. I'm not expecting great range with the 3 shots, but we will try some single shots also. And that also will probably give us a little better chronograph reading. We'll see how they do with the 3-shot blast though. 43. Air. 31. All right, I'm gonna load up some Adventure Force waffles. Those were all elite darts in different varieties, but we'll try some Adventure Force waffles. I'm expecting even worse performance out of this blaster, since they're a tad bit heavier, but we shall see. These are my go-to dart of choice right now. They are by far the best and cheapest dart. I would highly recommend purchasing them over elite darts, even if they get a little lower FPS. But here we go. 37, so not too much worse, but the ranges were a little lower. And now we have an alarm going off. Lovely. All right, let's check out the ranges. So this one was by far the shortest, a little less than 18 feet. The Adventure Force waffles went, I would say, between 19 and a half and just past 21 feet there. We have 3 elites right there at 21 feet. And actually the Fortnite darts seem to perform the best besides those 2 elite darts, but they were 23, 24, and just short of 26. And then we have 2 other ones right around 28, 28 and a half. So, it's definitely a very close range, last ditch kind of a blaster if you're using it in the shotgun form, but we'll go ahead and put some single shots over the chronograph just to see what kind of performance it can get that way. And we'll also look at those ranges too. So we got one loaded up in the upper right side. I'll alternate them and see if that makes any difference at all. 59. All right, upper left side now. 58. Did that even read? I don't know, it says 59, but I don't think it read. We'll go ahead and try one Adventure Force. Obviously, it doesn't seem to matter really where you put it in the shell, so we'll just throw it in the bottom and we'll see how it does. 53, but the range was about the same. We'll check out the ranges real quick when you do it singled. So we are the shortest at 28, the longest just short of 31, about 30 and a half feet. And the Adventure Force was right at 30. So, not great performance, even singled, unfortunately, but maybe there's some room for improvement inside here. I'm not sure. It does seem like it has a pretty short plunger tube, so I'm a little skeptical. But nevertheless, we'll go back inside and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, you guys. So I think this blaster is honestly just okay. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not amazing either. The ranges obviously are a little disappointing, even though it is a 3-shot shotgun style blaster. I would expect to get a little better range than that, especially out of Elite Blaster. Same sort of thing with the Trilogy, but it performed quite a bit better even than this one, if I remember correctly anyways. But both of the shell blasters in the Elite line now are just, they underperform, and it makes sense that it shoots 3 darts, so it's not going to get quite the amount of power. But even with 1 shot, I was only getting 60 FPS, and I would kind of expect it to shoot harder than most Elite darts with 1 dart. But nevertheless, the performance is what it is, and you kind of just have to take that into account on what you want to use this blaster for. And I really only see it as a, you know, if someone's rushing you or something and it's a very close quarters kind of blaster, that when you're shooting, I guess, 3 shots, it's going to be more likely to hit them than 1 dart. But I think you would be just as effective as 1 dart. But nevertheless, cool factor. I think it's about a B for me. Only reason why I give it a B is because it's kind of a clumsy blaster to use. There's a lot of steps. You have to pull this back. The thing doesn't pop out. It doesn't self-eject like the Sledgefire or the Trilogy. So you kind of have to tip it back and catch it or pull it out or something, and then load another one in, you know, so, and then when you push it down, sometimes it doesn't seat all the way down. You kind of have to make sure it locks in, and then obviously you have to prime the blaster. So it's just all right. There's a lot of steps. The thing that is nice about this is that you can just front load it. If you don't want to deal with the shells, you can just use it as a front loader and load them up that way. So I think that's pretty cool. So then you can still get the shotgun effect without having to deal with the shells. Wish this blaster would have come with 3 shells. I added obviously 1 for my Trilogy to complete the look, but it has places for it to hold 2 down here plus 1 in the chamber. So it would have been nice to get all 3. I mean, for 15 bucks, I think it would have been a better value, obviously, if it came with 3 and 9 darts. I mean, 6 darts and 2 shells, that's not great. I think for just the 2 shells and the 6 darts, I think $10, maybe $12 would have been a better price point. But, you know, 15 bucks. If you really want a shotgun pistol, I think this is a pretty good offering. It's not going to be super easy to holster. I probably would say the Sledgefire with a few modifications would be a more effective shotgun pistol, holsterable pistol than this even though this is a smaller package overall. But, you know, you do get a couple places to hold darts, and if you make the Sledgefire into a pistol, you don't have any place to hold darts. So nevertheless, if you want to purchase this blaster, I will put a link down below to where you can find that, along with the refill pack, if I can find a link to that. And I will also link at the end of the video the Trilogy, which is a pretty sweet primary shotgun blaster. So thank you guys so much for watching. It would greatly help out the channel if you leave me a like on this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. Ring the bell for notifications. And as always, peace out.